My name is Dr. Kirsty Marie Hicks and I'm the Director of Performance and Innovation at Washington Spirit.
My name is Dr. Chimsom T. Oleka. I'm a double board certified OBGYN, so double board certified in general obstetrics and gynecology, as well as in pediatric and adolescent gynecology, and I also am a sports gynecologist. And I provide and coordinate the medical and surgical gynecologic care for the Spirit. Why sports gynecology? I get that question a lot, actually. So I have been in sports my entire life. Ran Division I track and field in college, go-karts. I also then went on and became an obstetrician and gynecologist. And what I noticed as I was going through was that recently there have been a lot of conversations about female athlete health and female physiology. However, the gynecology voice was not present in those conversations. Because as women's health specialists, both medical and surgical, I think we certainly have a lot to add to the conversation and can really be instrumental in moving the knowledge forward. One of my goals in this is to be that constant and to be available and to essentially be the gynecologist for the Spirit players with an understanding of where we are in the female athlete physiology space and coordinating that with Don, Scott, and Kirsty Hicks.
It's becoming more and more evident, and it should have been very evident, that females are not just little men. They're their own athlete, their own bodies. We have very big differences to male athletes, and we need to understand that more to be able to really optimise the whole wraparound support that we're giving to our players to ensure they're the best elite athlete and person they can be.
You know, with anything, proper care is going to help you stay healthy. And when it comes to the menstrual cycle specifically, I think it's a multifold, I'll say. So definitely understanding a normal menstrual cycle, understanding where you are in the menstrual cycle, understanding how you feel in the menstrual cycle, understanding how you recover at certain points in the menstrual cycle, endurance at certain points in the menstrual cycle. And again, this is an area where there, is still a lot of research taking place, but where it is now, I think, and where it's probably most important is understanding individually what happens to you during your menstrual cycle and at what points in your menstrual cycle, and how can you use that understanding in order to optimize your training. If you notice that there are certain days where you're higher energy and you're recovering faster, can those be the days where you're pushing a little bit more and working on increasing specific gains during that time?
And then ultimately it's about educating the player to empower them that, okay, on this cycle, usually around these days, my sleep might be disrupted, so can I be better with my sleep hygiene leading into those days to try and minimize the impact of disruption in sleep, which ultimately means that they then become more recovered and then are ready to train and play and perform on any day of their cycles.
A lot of conversation about how to use the menstrual cycle, but sometimes that can be hard for those who have true menstrual dysfunction and don't really gain a lot from having a menstrual cycle. So if there's severe, painful periods, which we call dysmenorrhea or endometriosis, then that can lead to debilitating pain, which is going to negatively impact performance. So it's also talking about, how do I recognize what's normal and what's abnormal? And if I'm finding something that's abnormal, how can I treat it in a way that's still going to keep in mind the levels to which you're daily pushing your body as an athlete, and taking in all of those things into consideration.
Multidisciplinary team support around them, including psychology, nutrition, strength and conditioning, sports science, medical, and just focusing on the individual player all of the time and individually what that player specifically needs.
Players have really engaged in this. They've become intrigued, they've enjoyed the education, and they've enjoyed seeing how all of these pieces start to fit together. And whereas before maybe we approached them for conversations, now they're approaching us for conversations, and that's a really big thing for me, because the here and now, they understand the female health, they understand it's not just a menstrual cycle. It may be around prenatal, postnatal support that they may want or may need in the future. And those discussions for me are showing that we're not just educating, but we're also giving our players the tools to be the best version of themselves in the here and now and also in the future.